If you do not know this by now, the life-changing opportunities present themselves within the bear market. However, this is usually when many people step away from the crypto market because, let's be honest, things get pretty boring. I mean, we do remember the bull market where every day there was like some coin that was doing 20 or 30%. And obviously, if you bought early enough, well, during altcoin season, those coins ended up doing anywhere from like a 10x, possibly even upwards to 100x. However, in a bear market, I mean, you're lucky enough to even get a 10 or 20% pump. And that is usually why a lot of people step away, combined with, well, many people don't usually sell the top and then they just kind of end up hating crypto and they come back when it's a little too late. However, for those that stick around, for those that continue to research this market, they find those needles in the haystack. They find the gems that end up doing those crazy 100 and 500x returns come next bull market. I mean, do you remember Polygon? Some people discovered it when it was worth a penny and it got all the way up to $2.50. So imagine the returns if you bought that early. Or let's look at Cardano. Cardano was 3 cents at the bottom of the bear market and then it hit over $3 come next bull market. So these are the types of coins that you want to be finding right now in this bear market. Now, it's not going to be an easy feat. You have to spend a lot of time researching. You have to spend a lot of time reading documents, going through a bunch of Twitter posts, seeing what the community is, saying about a certain project, and then come to your own conclusion if you think that this is going to be a worthy investment. I mean, we can get into things like on-chain investigation, looking at Etherscan information, which again, it takes a lot of time. And well, let's be honest, a lot of people just don't want to do that. And that's why you turn to videos like this. So today I'm going to be going over a gem that is not out yet. However, there may be a potential airdrop. So as we know, airdrops are free money, and it's playing into the whole narrative of the whole layer 2 scaling solutions, which seem to still be very much in demand, not only right now in this bear market, but most likely in the next bull market. So sit back, relax, and let's get into it. What's up, everyone? My name is Marty. Welcome back to the channel. If this is your first time here, make sure you guys drop a like, subscribe if you haven't subscribed, and as always, hit that push bell notification icon so you guys can get more alerts to time-sensitive videos like this. Now, lately in the crypto market, there has been a lot of interest, not only in airdrops, but specifically layer 2 scaling solutions. Arbitrum just had their airdrop, and now there's been this whole entire debacle where basically the Arbitrum Foundation went against what the whole entire community voted for, which was the purpose of their airdrop token. So if you guys want to read into that, again, it's all over Twitter. I'm sure there's a lot of great videos, but I have been looking into some layer 2 scaling solutions that are not out yet, that are supposed to be coming out, and ideally ones that are probably going to have an airdrop. Now, ZK Sync is most likely the next layer 2 scaling solution that is going to be coming out. There isn't an official word yet on an airdrop. If we actually come over here and take a look at this Twitter post here by Thor Hagvinston, hopefully I'm pronouncing it correctly, and he was saying, when will ZK launch their token? Similar to other rollups, ZK rollups like Polygon Matic, ZK Sync will initially operate with a single sequencer controlled by the team. A token has more purpose once this becomes a decentralized in around a year's time. So what does this mean for the airdrop? And then he goes on to say, likely that early mainnet users will be rewarded similar to Arbitrum and Optimism. Rollups are inherently centralized as long as there is just one sequencer. All rollups are currently working on different solutions to decentralize them. And he does have a good point. I mean, if you do look at something specifically like Optimism and Arbitrum, they were already a layer 2 scaling solution, well, for the last year or so before they even had a token airdrop. And that's most likely what's going to happen to ZK Sync. And with the coin that we're going to be looking into today, not even the coin, but the project we're going to be looking at today. And the project that we're going to be looking at today is known as StarkNet. So this is going to be another layer 2 scaling solution, which we're going to get into. But let's just read this article right here. Will there be a token? ZK Sync Air launch won't initially come with a token because the network remains largely centralized for now. As it is in alpha, Matter Labs can arbitrarily upgrade the network's code. Plus, the company still controls the sequencer and prover, 2 core components of how the network operates. So there you go, kind of giving us an insight, as to what are their thoughts about having a token. Personally, with tokens being airdropped, yes, it's free money, but a lot of the times they're just liquidity grabs. I mean, if we do come and take a look at the Arbitrum token, we'll see that it initially did sell off and a lot of people did cash out. I guess here it says it got up to $11, but I don't think it did. A lot of people cash out like the $4.50 range, but this is what you see many times with these airdrops. You have a massive price run up. Obviously the early investors or the people that were, quick enough to not only claim it, but then sell it, do make a lot of money. And then, there's a massive sell-off that follows shortly afterwards. Even if we look at Optimism, right? Now, Optimism is, basically at highs right now, but look, right when it came out, there's a massive sell-off from the month of June all the way until, July. It just kept selling off. And then, yeah, it had a bounce, people who got in here obviously made a pretty good bag. Hopefully they paid themselves. There was another sell-off, and now again it's continuing to make new highs here. So Arbitrum will probably do something similar. I mean, if we're going off of optimism, then it just kind of shows that you're probably better off holding a lot of these airdrops for the longer term. But like I mentioned, Arbitrum did not have the best news with what their team decided to do. So it does kind of put a damper into the whole entire decentralization aspect. So just kind of want to give you guys a little brief run up on that. ZK Sync is most likely the next airdrop. And then like I mentioned, the token that we're looking at today, or the project, is known as StarkNet. And as you can see right here, StarkNet is a secure scaling technology bringing Ethereum's benefits to the world. So it's going to be community led. And then as we can see, we have two sections, what is StarkNet, and then how does StarkNet scale Ethereum? So let's get into it. So what is StarkNet? If we click here, again, we'll read the brief introduction. I think it is really good to know. So it's going to be a validity rollup layer 2. It provides high throughput, low gas fees, and retains Ethereum layer 1 levels of security. So this pretty much sounds like another Polygon that is going to be, coming out later this year. And here's how it works. With the above analogy in mind, they're talking about a Sudoku puzzle here. The time is right for some jargon. StarkNet is a permissionless validity rollup, also known as a ZK rollup, that supports general computation and currently operates in production as a layer 2 network over Ethereum. The eventual layer 1 security of StarkNet is ensured by its use of the safest and most scalable cryptographic proof system, Stark. And the Stark contracts are, for the most part, written in Cairo language, a Turing-complete programming language designed for Stark proofs. Now, I'm not, too fancy or too knowledgeable in all the different coding languages like Solidity, Rust, Cairo. Again, that's something that obviously developers know well about, so I'm sure they could probably break this down for you. But the gist of the matter is this: it's going to be another layer 2 scaling solution, which maybe we can argue that there's a lot of them out there, but every single one offers something distinctly different. I mean, look at Optimism. They are being used by Coinbase now to build out their base, layer 2 scaling solution. They're using the Optimism stack to build that out. So every layer 2 scaling solution has its unique property and unique appeal to either a specific blockchain or a specific industry within crypto, right? So again, Optimism, it looks like it's going to be, adopted by, centralized exchanges like Coinbase, maybe some other ones. Arbitrum, it's mainly sticking with Ethereum just being, the king of layer 2 scaling solutions. I know that, people are still saying Polygon is, but I mean, if we do take a look at DeFi Llama, Arbitrum is really moving up there. So as we can see in DeFi Llama right now, Arbitrum is ahead of Polygon, and Arbitrum has a TVL of about 3.3 billion, whereas Polygon only has a TVL of about 1.3 billion. So Arbitrum basically has double the TVL right now of Polygon. So it just goes to show that Arbitrum is a lot more in demand and just having a lot more use case right now than Polygon. Now, for those of you that aren't familiar with layer 2 scaling solutions are, it's really simple. So you have obviously Ethereum, which is known as a layer 1 solution. But the problem with Ethereum is when things get really crazy, it has very, very high gas fees, right? You have to pay sometimes a fee over $10, $20, $50 to just have a transaction go through. And then when it does get, super congested, it really takes some time for a lot of these transactions to go through. So that's why in 2021 or even, late 2020, you had layer 2 solutions like Polygon come out that became, very much in demand and very much adopted because it still was built on top of Ethereum. And like they said in here, is they're still, taking the layer 1 levels of security that Ethereum has, but they're increasing the transaction speed and the transaction load that can be done in Ethereum just on a different layer, which is a layer 2. And that's how ZK rollups work, right? They take all these transactions, they roll them up, they approve them, they make sure that everything's A-okay, and then they just put them right back into Ethereum as if nothing ever happened. But again, it just takes a lot of this load off of Ethereum, which then kind of, gets things to run smoothly. And eventually, as Ethereum continues to upgrade, there really won't be a need for layer 2s anymore. Ethereum is just going to be super fast, it's going to be super scalable. It's going to have these things known as shard chains, which again, we can get into in a different video. But for the time being, until Ethereum, does finish all these upgrade protocols, it's going to take some time to get there. I mean, it's probably going to take another 10 years or so. I think as of right now, even the Ethereum Foundation said that they're only 40% done with their overall upgrade of Ethereum or of where they want it to be. So there's still going to be some time before, all that is finalized. And in that time being, they even said that layer 2 scaling solutions will still very much be in need. So that's what StarkNet is going to be doing. It's just going to be another roll-up layer 2 on the Ethereum blockchain, and it's obviously going to be implementing probably a lot of the same concepts that Polygon is doing, but slightly different. Now, what's really cool is StarkNet already, the fact that it not only does not have a coin, they already do have their very own dApps. They do have their very own wallet, which I'm actually going to show you how to access their dApps, how to even access their wallet, and potentially qualify for this airdrop that may be coming in the future. There isn't any official announcement on it, but from what we've been seeing with a lot of these layer 2 solutions is that an airdrop does tend to happen either the moment that the mainnet goes live or shortly after it's been live. And obviously there's like a bunch of these hoops and things that you have to do, like you have to bridge a certain amount of money, you have to participate in some of these dApps, do a certain amount of swaps, maybe you have to stake, things like that, which I'll be going over in this video as well. And then here's some more information on StarkNet. So it's actually on their website, starkware.co, if you want to go check that out. So obviously it's going to be scalable and it's going to have a lot of integrity. So it operates as a layer 2, providing scale and Ethereum level security by producing Stark proofs off chain and then those proofs on chain. General purpose, developers can deploy any business logic on StarkNet. So again, they're opening up to a lot of these dApp developers, benefiting from the advantages of Cairo, account abstraction, and other features. So, if you're a developer and you're coding in Cairo, there you go. And composability. So StarkNet provides Ethereum level composability, facilitating easy development, innovation, and creativity. And then here's some of their milestones, or in a way, their roadmap that they've been hitting on. So, they have smart contracts, L1, L2 communication, full L1 security, solidity to Cairo compiler, so it's really good. Compiler, so it means they're going to be obviously very interoperable with Ethereum, which is really good to see, even though they're built on top of it. They have a bridge, which is really good. StarkNet token on mainnet, so obviously we know some token is going to be coming out, probably an airdrop, like I've been mentioning, and then a couple more things that do have to happen either later this year or maybe come next bull run. These are some of their partners. And partners really aren't that impressive or important. Just because they're partners does not mean that these companies or programs or softwares are even using them. They could just be partners. That's about it. And then this is the roadmap. So they started back in January 21. They had their foundation set up. And then step 2 was Planets, single app rollups, which they're obviously completing now. Constellations, multi-app rollups, which we'll be finishing up. And then a decentralized rollup, which, that's going to be with the launch of StarkNet. And then these are some of their foundations. So again, they're talking about, the Cairo coding language, prover, verifier. And then they do have a presence on Medium, which is really good to see. You always want to do some very thorough research on a lot of these projects because you not only want to see their community engagement, but you just want to see, are they really active in terms of like updating, what's going on with their projects. So they do have a Medium, which is really good. So you guys can come in here at the bottom of this page right here, and you can read some of their documents that they had. So I clicked on the StarkNet stack. And that took me to this page. Again, if you're very coder friendly and you understand a lot of the jargon that gets talked about in here, I'm sure you'll like to read it. Again, this is way above me. I'm probably never going to be a coder just because it's way too intricate for me. I wasn't really the strongest at math. But yeah, you guys could go ahead and give that a read in there. And then if we do come to DeFi Llama, we can even search up StarkNet just to kind of see where they are currently sitting at in terms of TVL. And that'll kind of give us an idea of the potential growth, that they could have. So right now their TVL is sitting at just under, 5.5 million. So it's very, very low TVL. Not that much, as we can see, they only have 4 dApps at the moment, and they're all DEXs. So again, the mainnet isn't like officially live yet. It's like a test / mainnet hybrid, which we'll be looking at. So there's definitely a lot of room of growth for TVL. And again, the fact that it's already being built on top of Ethereum, they have their very own wallet. I'm assuming they're probably going to have some sort of MetaMask integration in the future. It does set it up, to do some very, very big gains, whenever they do actually fully go live and, they start bringing over a lot of liquidity over from Ethereum, or a lot of people just start using it just like they were using Arbitrum and Polygon and things like that. So if you come over there to their ecosystem, you can actually see all of the different, dApps that they already have. So they have things like bridges, DAOs, DeFi dApps. They even have digital ID, which is really crazy. GameFi, governance, infrastructure, mobile NFT payments, so wallets. So again, they've pretty much hit everything that you really need to have if you want to be a successful layer 2. The criteria for not only being a layer 2, but being a successful layer 2 is really becoming difficult, because back in the day, you could have just maybe had something like a simple wallet or a simple DEX, and that was enough. These days you got to have everything. You got to have a wallet, you got to have an NFT marketplace, you got to have a DEX, you got to have a dApp, you got to have a bridge. Like a lot of these projects, they're being held to a much higher standard, which is good because this is what pushes innovation. You are going to need to have a specific wallet for StarkNet, and now I'm going to be getting into how you can potentially qualify for an airdrop. Again, there is no news yet as of yet if there is going to be an airdrop. So if you do come to their Twitter, as you can see, they have about 66,000 followers, so it's a pretty decent community size. And their overall interaction is pretty good. I mean, they're posting pretty much every single day. They're definitely getting engagement on their social media posts. And when you're looking at social media posts for a lot of these small projects, you want to go off of the 1% engagement rule. So based off of their followers, they have 66,000. Are they getting at least 1% engagement? So 1% of 66,000 would be what? That's about 600 if I'm doing my math right. So are they getting an overall 600 interactions overall on a lot of their posts? So they got like 4,000 views here. They got 18 likes. This had 17K views, 3,000 views. So they're definitely getting a lot of views. Just because they're not getting, let's say, 600 likes, doesn't mean that it's always going to be spot on. But as you can see, they are very active in their Twitter. They're always posting on a daily basis. They're actually about to have a potential integration with Aave. And I do have this article right here. So as we can see, Aave eyes expansions to BNB chain, StarkNet, and Polygon ZK EVM. So if we have even somebody like Aave looking into expanding into another layer 2, like Polygon and StarkNet, it obviously shows that this is going to be a pretty legit project, and most likely that there will be some sort of a token that will come out later on. But yeah, they do have pretty good engagement on their socials. You could go ahead, follow them on Twitter. You could go and join their Discord. I'm sure there's going to be a lot more information there on a token airdrop. I haven't seen any yet. I've seen a couple of YouTube videos talking about it. And again, it's just better to cover all bases, qualify or do a lot of the things that would be required to qualify for an airdrop. So the first thing you're going to have to do is you're going to have to download their Argent X wallet. You can do this on the Chrome store, Chrome extension store. And what's really ironic is I believe after MetaMask, it has the highest second rating. I mean, this had a 5-star rating, so it's obviously a legit wallet. But pretty straightforward. If you downloaded MetaMask, it's going to be the same exact thing. You're going to have your secret recovery phrase, you're going to have a password, and then you will be good to go. And then once you do that, obviously you're going to have to connect it not only to your MetaMask, but to a lot of their dApps, and you're going to have to bridge assets over. And then again, if you come back to DeFi Llama, you can see I would probably use the first 2 dexes because they're the most liquid. So we have Jedi Swap and MySwap. So once you get there, I actually have Jedi Swap open right here. And then what you're going to want to do is obviously connect your wallet. So this is where you're going to be able to swap some tokens. But like I mentioned, you're going to have to bridge assets over first. So once you get their wallet downloaded, you want to come over here to this site, stargate.starknet.io. And this is where, as you can see, I have both my MetaMask connected as well as my Argent wallet. And basically what I would be doing here is I would be depositing Ethereum from my Ethereum MetaMask, and it would be bridging it and then sending it over to my Argent X wallet on the StarkNet network, which would also be Ethereum as well, just on the StarkNet network. So that's all that it would be. I don't think there's a minimum requirement. So I have about 0.004 ETH. I mean, maybe I could do 0.002. Let's see if it'll even let me do that small of an amount with the gas fee. Might not be enough. It's basically like $4 that I'm trying to do. Let's see what it's going to charge me in fees. Yeah, so there you go. Right now, if I basically wanted to send over, the $4 of Ethereum, the gas fee would be $10, which is wild. So I'm not going to obviously do that. But again, if you've ever bridged, to any layer 2, it's pretty much the same exact situation. You're going to have to send over a little bit of Ethereum. It's probably going to take, anywhere from 5 to 10 minutes. So once you complete the transfer, you should have it in your Stark wallet there. If it doesn't show up right away, again, it's probably going to take some time. And then you also want to make sure that you are on the mainnet of your Argent wallet and not on the testnet, which this is actually the first wallet besides MetaMask that has both mainnet and testnet built in. So as you can see, you have the mainnet, testnet, and testnet 2. And then, once you have bridged it over, it should just show up as regular Ethereum. It'll just be on the Stark network. And then once you've done that, now you can actually start going into some of their swaps that they have. So the 2 most liquid swaps, like I mentioned, are going to be Jedi Swap alongside MySwap. And then again, you can just swap the minimum amount. So you can swap from Ethereum, and I'll probably just do like a stable coin like USDC. So yeah, they have USDC, Tether, Wrap, Bitcoin, and DAI. And I would probably just end up swapping it over to USDC. Again, just do the minimum amount. As of right now, there is no specific amount that you have to either bridge over or trade. So I'll just do like, very small increments, anywhere from like $10 to $50 at most. And then if you really did want to, I guess you could provide liquidity. But again, there's no need because there's just not any liquidity on the chain. As you saw, there's only about 5.5 million TVL, so it's very, very low. And then same thing you could do on MySwap as well. You would just swap your Ethereum once you've bridged it over to then, like I mentioned, either a stable coin. Sorry, I guess I clicked on DAI there. So I would probably just choose Ethereum and then swap it over to something like another stable coin. So you have USDC. It's not wanting me to do Ethereum here for some instance. Let's see, ETH. There we go. So you can swap it from ETH to USDC. Again, the fees are going to be super low. It's a layer 2. It's going to be super, super fast. And that's really the most you can do on it right now. Like I mentioned, there is no official word yet on this airdrop. I'm just assuming it, kind of doing a play ahead of time. I'm sure when there is, more information on this, I will make a follow-up video and, hopefully the mainnet, and because right now there's actually a lot of bugs that they mentioned. And so like I mentioned, when there is an official announcement on this token airdrop, I will do another follow-up video, probably do the same process, show you how to access their dApps, bridge tokens over, and do a much more intricate step-by-step, click-by-click type of tutorial. So as always, guys, if you appreciate this type of video, leave a like. If not, leave some constructive criticism in the comments down below, and I'll catch you in the next one.